Hello, my name is Mohammed Telli, and I'm from Kent School of Architecture in the UK. I will be talking to you about the thermal condition in urban settlement in hot arid climate. The case of study is Ksar Tafilalt in Gardaya, south of Algeria. Essentially, the aim of the research is to understand the passive design strategies for the urban settlement using vernacular building in hot dry climates, and to apply design techniques which can utilize the favorable elements and at the same time can minimize the unfavorable elements of the local climate on a modern urban strategy. This study attempts to evaluate and propose the applications of design solutions of passive cooling techniques in urban scale for improving the outdoor and indoor thermal environment conditions. This paper presents two cases of study in Gardaya city in the south of Algeria, 600 kilometers from the capital Algiers. Tafilalt and Beni Yizgen, both settlements selected as they have two different patterns of neighborhoods in a microclimate of 1.5 kilometer comparison are based on the urban thermal performance to reveal how difference in urban patterns of land use and the population densities affect the outdoor climate conditions and in turn pedestrian comfort and indeed indoor conditions. Subsequently, this will give a real lesson and significant ideas on how to application of sustainable design maintains outdoor and indoor comfort. This study examines specific consideration of street orientation. The two case studies represent two types of architecture. The first one in the picture, the vernacular settlement of Beni Yizgen with the irregular form and streets. Modern settlement Tafilalt in Gardaya with regular form and streets. The second, which in the picture, is the modern settlement of Tafilalt with regular form and streets. Both they adopted steps or outlines in three simultaneous approach being followed in order to simulate the urban canyons. The site survey were carried out in both location A and B. In particular, measurements were made to determine the aspect ratio height and width for both canyons, which had a similar orientation northwest and southeast. For the field monitoring, we used the hobo loggers with the radiation shields for collection temperature data during all the week to study the simplified synthetic urban fabric for both settlements. In Beni Yizgen, where the compact urban forms characterize the old city center, especially in the Saharan cities, these centers are often very dense, as you can see in the picture, and appears as a large concentration of buildings in dense urban radius with its irregular street network with 2 meters width of street and sometimes or less. Temperature monitoring, the indication of indoor temperature in the old settlement fluctuating between 31 and 33, where the outdoor temperature was very hot, comparing with the living room in terms of using natural ventilation. In the other part of the city, in Tafilalt, the new settlement with the Osmanian Iceland concept and with a regular street network, the width of the streets more than 3.5 meters. The indoor and outdoor temperature clearly similar in all the week, around 35 degrees, where the character of the urban envelope design does not resist against heat gains, affect the indoor environment, which also becomes uncomfortable. Similarly, in Tafilalt, the streets are 80% wider compared to location A in Bani Yizgin by about 1.5 meters, which in turn makes them more exposed to the sunlight. From the shadow map, streets in the A are less exposed to the sun because of the highest of the width ratio of the narrow streets. The roof, characterized by high sky view factors, still have the highest temperature during the day. They thus play a major role in the absorption and return of solar energy, especially in the location B. Tafila, the duration of the sunshine indicates the sum of the time interval during the day that buildings and streets are subjected to insolation during a given period. Compared to the streets at temperature between both settlements, it was found that in Tafilalt was 5K higher than Beni Yezgin. Then the traditional morphology of the later clearly provides a major benefits in terms of comfort and reducing the need of mechanical cooling. Given that Tafilalt was designed as an eco-city, it is surprising to find, albeit based on the evidence of short-term monitoring, that it results in high urban temperature. Thank you so much for listening and hope you find my research very useful.